Thank you, Dario. Grayson Allen working his way into the lane. Driving kick. Keeps it alive. Gives Giannis just enough space to work. And he's hammered. We'll head to
Grayson's second effort just to tap that thing out. That's the kind of effort that you need to get off the schneid and start winning some of these games that you're in a position to win.
In that last huddle, Wesley Matthews was challenging the guys to close out this game. Oftentimes, he'll talk to the guys in the huddle, noticing that he's a leader. Meantime, Steven Adams getting cleaned up there. And he said a lot of times when I'm talking to the guys about rebounding, crashing the boards, I'm doing it to help them and to be a veteran and because I have so much appreciation for this game, but I'm also doing it to tell myself what I need to do when I'm in the basketball game.
Winning games on this level is not an easy thing to do. I don't care who you're playing against. We see upsets all the time, and this is one of the top teams in the league, and they got to feel good in terms of just being in a position now to pull off the upset. They're still down double digits, but it's all about energy here to finish this thing off. Who's going to bring it?
Screen by Giannis. Getting in his bag. Fade away. Bucks diving on the floor. Grizzlies diving on the floor. They're just going to go with it. Do the Bucks get it? They don't. John Morant on his way down the floor. That's Zaire Williams who stops and pops. Okay, Chris Middleton running the break. Keeps it for himself. And he's hit.
And again, offensively, you'd much rather see a Zaire Williams, young 20-year-old, trying to knock down a contested mid-range shot as opposed to a Desmond Bain or a Dylan Brooks who are not available, or even a Kyle Anderson.
Rebounding is so important in more ways. As a result, is now at the free throw line.
Chris, the veteran, contact and get to the free throw line.
Just that. John had to think about who he was kicking it to. Off the backboard there. Chris with the crossover. One more. Around the three-point line. He gets it back in what you call the offense.
Great job by the Bucks with that ball.
Bucks recognize the horn set by the Grizzlies. We've seen that on both ends. No whistle, so we keep playing, and there it is. Bobby Portis showing you what he thinks on his face.
You were remarking about how big these guys looked when you see them up close, and none bigger than Jaren Jackson Jr. I mean, he is just a behemoth. I mean, Bobby Portis is huge, and he just kind of almost dwarfs Bobby with his massive upper body, stays in there for the offensive rebound.
Just to put in perspective the size of Jaren Jackson Jr., he's listed at 6'11", 242. Who's also listed at 6'11", 242? Giannis Antetokounmpo.
So you say, well, he's 6'11", Bobby's 6'10", but he's 6'11", with really, really long arms, with really broad shoulders up top, which just makes him look big. Makes him look so much bigger than Bobby at 6'10", 260.
Two-man game, Drew and Chris. What do?
Got him.
Mid-range Middleton, okay?
Yeah, can I speak to you in my office for a second? We need to talk about something here. This little shimmy move I'm about to put on you.
Just want to school you for a second.
Indeed.
Makes it look effortless. 23 points for Chris Middleton. He goes again. That time rebound goes to Jackson.
But that was a dagger team. That three-point shot if he would knock it down.
That's Jackson Jr.'s first three of the night.
And conversely, this keeps his team within striking distance. So that's a big, big shot by him.
They're going to work it. Chris in a different part of the office, all the same though. Shot caution. John Morant will slow it up. He recognizes he's got Bobby Portis on him. Coach Bud calling for the corral. Make sure you help Bobby out. That's the shot you want, right? In that situation. Does he get him back? Bobby buckets, Bobby boards. Get big, John Morant.
Bobby rim running to establish great position inside.
Jackson Jr. gets free down low. Two of them are on that last possession.
Yeah, beautiful find, and understanding that Bobby did the rim run, had John Morant on his back, eclipsed.
In with 4:40 to go, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Normal to see him come back in at this time. 13-point lead is what Milwaukee has at the moment. Chris asking for the basketball. Jackson Jr. No threes in the first half, 2 in this quarter.
Here come the Grizzlies here to cut it to single digits. Just got to stay patient. If you're Giannis, get the shot you want. The worst case scenario.
How do you respond? Jackson getting the block on the big guy. 4 blocks for Jaren Jackson Jr. today.
Talk about just in terms of physique profiles. 2 guys similar size, just going at it with tremendous athleticism. Conchar tries to come back from behind after Jackson gets him on the first attempt. Yeah, a lot of hands, a lot of wrist.
Giannis heads to the line for free throw 7 and 8. Jaren Jackson Jr. has 4 personals with 4 minutes left. Other stats for Jackson: 29 points, 10 rebounds. And let's note it's 3 blocks. Off the bench in this one. Limited minutes, and that's normal for Coach Bud anytime you come off any injury. But with 4 minutes to go, he's in this basketball game.
Running in there as your closer down the stretch. Kind of tag team John Morant.
George Hill guarding John Morant. Drew slips, but does George get the steal? He outruns Ja. Has to wait for his teammates to catch up to him. No rush. Hand off to Chris Middleton. Tonight, they're going to call Giannis for a foul on that screen.
Watch here, there's some contact, but he's going to go down in a heap.
Did he go to your acting school? Everybody's Brandon Clark, 2 points and a trip to the free throw line.
Come. I mean, I'm telling you, they got to be feeling really good. The Bucks have pretty much controlled this game up until this point, and now they're in a position to cause some stress. Brandon Clark, great hands, great finish. For a guy that's got just one of the most unconventional, let me be kind.
Yes, you keep going.
We both kind of looked at each other and like, huh? What kind of shooting form is that? But this is effective.
See what the Bucks do on this offensive possession. Rebound to John Morant. #1 team in fast break points.
Wow, John, you open the door.
3-point game.
Good job, Conchar, just kind of taking Giannis out of offensive rebounding position. And here comes Ja. Ja gets George. George in retreat. Not a whole lot he can do.
Don't necessarily sweat. They do stay even keel in all the different ebbs, flows, situations of a game.
Yeah, but this is just one of those stretches where they've lost 6 out of 8, and you know, and then at this point in the season, not the dog days yet, but you know, right around the All-Star break, you start calling years, expect to turn around and get back into it this year.
Got a 5-point basket. Chris has 2 on him. Tries to get it out. George Hill once again tries to secure it. Lots of contact, no call. And Giannis is saying, "Give me the basketball. Give it to me."
And Giannis can't believe no foul is called, but I love the hustle of George Hill to linger.
In the fight.
Yeah, watch this. I mean, there's 2 guys on Chris. They actually pry the ball free, but there's George. Doesn't give up on the play. He takes it away from the youngster, Zion Williamson. It leads to this beautiful pass, catch and finish. Drew to Giannis inside. Giannis thought he was hacked from behind, which he was. No foul call. Watch the left part of his body right there.
29 points, 10 rebounds, 4 blocks. And both Giannis and Chris are over the 20-point mark as well. Giannis just at his average, 29. Chris Middleton, 20.
Defense. And then Drew Holiday matched up against Jaren Jackson Jr., who has got to fight to keep it from the offensive end.
Giannis gets the rebound and a stop. Time offensively. Chris to Giannis, we see this so often. 1 against 3, still scores.
Brandon Clark complaining about the chicken wing from Giannis. But Giannis jumped so high the rim.
John now has company at 31 points. Giannis joins him. Bobby Portis.
Undermanned Grizzlies team is still making you earn this thing.
Let me guess.
Grizzlies trying to say it was Jaren Jackson. Here Giannis is that little chicken wing that Clark complained about, and Giannis elevates high enough to throw that thing on a direct line to the basket. That was Giannis and Conchar right there.
Bucks have the lead at 9. Giannis and Jackson Jr. Who does it land in the hands of? George Hill fighting for it. Bucks back.
To allow his team to lose just based on hustle plays. Watch it. He's going to get underneath Clark, pry it free. Clark kicks it out of bounds.
Giannis has talked about the fact that the ball has energy. The Bucks showing their hustling is finding their way to them, fading away. 34 going to work in the fourth quarter. It's what he does.
That was a facial on Jaren Jackson Jr. This any better. Jaren Jackson Jr. going to be right up in Giannis's grill on a contest, but
he's got 30. Sometimes it comes down to just wanting it more than the other team does. This is the call that Coach Bud is challenging. We're still waiting on the verdict.
Well, I mean, you got Clark pulling down on the rim. It affects the basketball in terms of whether it goes in or not. And now,
but you see Bobby behind him. We're just observing.
Challenge on the play is unsuccessful. We have a defensive foul on the play. So we also have basket interference. So we have 2 free throws on the play.
Basket interference was the thing that I was looking at with.
Now officially fouled out with that challenge being unsuccessful.
Yeah, I had no problem with the foul, but watch Clark just pull down the basket with both hands, influences the ball in terms of it going back in.
Right. And that brings us to this point.
Now he's got to make, with that unorthodox form of his, he's got to make these 2 free throws.
He's going to listen to you. See, you can only talk about people so long before they start coming back at you. 67.9% of the free throw line for Brandon Clark. 1 for 2. Time winding down. The Grizzlies trying to pressure the Bucks. They break the press. Double teams coming. Drew slices it. Not in a rush to get a basket up. As you have the lead. But Chris says, we'll take 2. Ja not giving up. 33 points for Ja Morant. Another foul. 7 for 8 from the free throw line. Chris Middleton, perfect from the free throw line tonight. Clock will wind down. And the Bucks defeat the Memphis Grizzlies by 10 points inside Fiserv Forum. Back in the win column, Marcus.
Yes, indeed. And after losing 6 of 8 and blowing some double